Ever heard the one about Filipinos being the ultimate version of migratory birds who just seem to have misplaced their compasses? Instead of heading south like any respectable avian, they flew straight north to Canada. A fascinating fact indeed. Puts a bit of a humorous spin on migration, doesn't it? But you might be scratching your head wondering why on earth Canada was their chosen destination. To fathom that, we need to board our time machine and journey back a few decades. We land in the mid-20th century. The Philippines, a country alive with culture and stunning natural beauty, was wrestling with significant economic problems. Despite the allure of their homeland, the Filipinos found themselves in a sticky situation, a kind of tug-of-war between their affection for their homeland and the lure of economic stability. Canada, a territory so far-flung and culturally dissimilar, it beckoned with the promise of brighter futures, of steady paychecks and avenues for growth. And maybe even the temptation of maple syrup, just kidding. But in reality, it was the hope of a better life that convinced many Filipinos to dust off their compasses, ignore the traditional migratory routes, and head north. The journey, as poetic as it sounds, was no leisurely stroll. The move wasn't merely about changing addresses, it was trading sun-soaked beaches for frosty mountains and balmy weather for, well, the polar vortex. Imagine leaving behind the comfort of familiar faces, the scent of traditional cooking, the warmth of the Philippine sun, and stepping into a world blanketed in snow, a cacophony of unfamiliar accents and cuisine that was a far cry from what they were used to. It was culture shock at its peak. However, Filipinos, known for their sturdy spirit and a knack for hard work, took it all in stride. They were ready for the challenge, armed with stacks of thermalware, a sense of humor, and an unyielding determination to make it work. The roadblocks were numerous, the journey taxing, but they soldiered on. Now let's dive into the amusing part. The Filipino apprehension towards swimming and driving. Strange, right? You'd think being from an archipelago boasting over 7,000 islands, Filipinos would be born with fins. But no. The thought of swimming in anything than a tropical lagoon was, quite literally, freezing. And then there's driving. Navigating the bustling streets back home in a jeepney is one thing, but steering through a blizzard in a four-wheel drive is an entirely different sport. It was like being tossed into the deep end without a compass this time, quite literally. But don't worry. Filipinos are nothing if not inventive. Known for their ingenuity and adaptability, they figured out how to not only survive but flourish, to establish a home and most importantly, to find humor in their icy new environment. They've traded jeepneys for snowmobiles, flip-flops for snow boots, and have even come to terms with the dreaded winter swim. Well, sort of. This wasn't an overnight journey. It's been a grueling expedition highlighting resilience, adaptation, and a copious amount of laughter. From the bustling streets of Manila to the serene suburbs of Canada, the Filipino spirit remains unbroken. Their story is more than just a tale of migration. It is a testament to the human ability to adapt, to find humor amidst adversity, and to create a warm home, no matter where they land. So, in this tale of migration where they braved the seas, the skies, and even their fear of driving, they may have lost their compasses, but they sure found a new home in Canada. In the Philippines, there's a popular saying, "Rice is life." And boy, do they live by it. This is no mere throwaway quote, but a testament to the profound importance of rice in the Filipino culture. You might be thinking, well, I like rice too, it's a staple in many cultures, but do I give it such a high pedestal? Do I make it the centerpiece of every meal? And the answer, if you are from the Philippines, is a resounding, emphatic yes. The significance of rice in a Filipino household is as akin to the very air that we breathe. It's not just a side dish or an occasional feature, it is an essential, a must-have. You need it to survive. Rice is there, present at all times, in breakfast, lunch, dinner, and yes, sometimes even the little meals in between. This humble white grain is the monarch of the Filipino dining table. It's no less than the culinary equivalent of oxygen. You simply can't live without it. It's not just about sustenance, it's about identity, history, and tradition. A meal without rice would be as strange as a sky without stars to a Filipino. I've heard it said that the only time a Filipino isn't thinking about rice is when they're asleep, and even then, they might just be dreaming about it. Now that's what I call a rice obsession. Speaking of meals, let's delve deeper into the rich and diverse Filipino cuisine that has rice at its core. Consider adobo, a quintessential Filipino dish. It's a hearty stew, typically crafted from pork or chicken that's been marinated in a zesty blend of vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, and spices. But what gives this dish its substance, its balance? What helps to mellow out the strong flavors and bring together the whole culinary experience? You've got it. Rice. Then there's sinigang, a sour soup that's a beloved comfort food. Sinigang features an assortment of meat and vegetables, all brought together by the soothing bed of, you guessed it, rice. The tamarind-infused soup served over a helping of white rice is a delight for the senses, a comfort for the soul. And what about breakfast? Surely rice isn't a part of the day's first meal, you might wonder. Well, dear viewer, you're in for a surprise. Meet tapsilog, a delectable Filipino breakfast dish composed of cured beef, a perfectly fried egg, and of course, garlic fried rice. Yes, rice for breakfast isn't just a concept, it's a delightful reality, and it is simply glorious. Rice doesn't stop at the main meals, it transcends the boundaries and even finds its way into the snacks. Arroz caldo, for instance, is a warm, hearty rice porridge. It's a comforting bowl of warmth, perfect for a chilly Canadian winter day or a rainy Manila evening. And then there's bibingka, a sweet rice cake that's a popular dessert. The fluffy, sweet morsels are a perfect end to any meal. But wait, there's more. We've got puto, another type of rice cake that's as colorful as it is delicious. These bite-sized delights come in various hues of happiness. So when Filipinos say they want to have their cake and eat it too, they might be referring to rice cakes. So you see, whether you're a Filipino living in Manila, multicultural Toronto, or Vancouver, rice is an integral part of your daily life. It's not merely a food item, it's a way of life, a tradition, a cultural identity. It's a thread that weaves the fabric of the Filipino diaspora, connecting them to their roots, their homeland. It's a symbol of unity, of shared experiences, of love and warmth. It's a love language in itself, a silent to Filipino spirit of hospitality and warmth. And so I pose this question to you. If you don't partake in the ritual of consuming rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, are you even Filipino? If there's one thing Filipinos know how to do, it's party. And by party, I mean a fiesta that could give Mardi Gras a run for its money and make the Oscars look like a small get-together. This is not an exaggeration, but rather a testament to the Filipino spirit that infuses life into these grand happenings. In the heart of the Philippines, celebrations are not merely gatherings. They morph into a spectacle of culture and tradition. They're beyond grand. They're exuberant, resplendent, and vivacious, transcending the typical boundaries of familial gatherings and extending into the wider community. You see, in the Filipino culture, these gatherings are an embodiment of a collective spirit, a celebration of community, camaraderie, and sheer delight of being in good company. They're a testament to the Filipinos' love for life, their zest, their warmth, and their welcoming nature. These events are a canvas streaked with the vibrant colors of life, a testament of unity and love. These parties are as bright as a rainbow following a summer shower, a riot of hues adorning the sky, mirroring the diverse culture and rich traditions. They're as lively as a village square on a bustling Saturday evening, echoing with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses, brimming with life and spirit. They're as warm as a family gathering on a cold winter's eve, brimming with love, warmth, and mutual respect, radiating a comforting sense of familiarity. Now, imagine a long table groaning under the weight of an array of mouth-watering dishes. Feast your eyes on the ever-present lechon, a sumptuous golden-brown roasted pig, the highlight of the event. Its crispy skin crackles at the touch, revealing juicy, tender meat underneath. A sensory delight which has been a staple at Filipino celebrations for generations. Then there are the sweet and sticky kakanin, traditional rice cakes, a medley of textures and flavors that make every bite an adventure. And naturally, there's always rice, because as we've established, rice is life. It's a staple, a comfort food, a symbol of sustenance and prosperity. The food at these parties is a feast for the eyes and the stomach, a gastronomic journey that takes you from savory to sweet, from hearty to light, all in one sitting. Each dish tells a story, encapsulating the essence of Filipino cuisine, a fusion of tastes, ingredients, and cooking methods that have been passed down through generations. Music is lifeblood of these fiestas. The air is electrified with the melodic strumming of guitars, the rhythmic beat of the drums, creating a symphony that resonates with the festive spirit. It's not uncommon to see people breaking into spontaneous dance numbers, their bodies swaying in rhythm, their faces glowing with joy. The energy is infectious, a throbbing force that permeates the air, making it hard not to get swept up in the rhythm. These parties are a marathon, not a sprint. They frequently kick off at noon and continue well into the night, a day-long bonanza filled with laughter, stories, and a sense of belonging. These parties symbolize the Filipino way of life, a celebration of existence, of expressing gratitude, of strengthening bonds. They're a representation of their welcoming nature, their love for good food and good company, their ability to find joy in the simplest of things. So, if you're ever fortunate enough to be invited to a Filipino fiesta, here's a piece of advice. Bring your party spirit and an empty stomach. When Filipinos party, they do it in style. They make merry, they eat, they dance, and they share the warmth of their rich culture and tradition. So remember, the next time you think the Oscars are grand, just remember, you haven't seen a Filipino party yet. Filipinos have a unique set of beliefs and superstitions. Some might even make you scratch your head in bewilderment, like, did you know they avoid black cats with a fear that they might make a run for their adobo? That's right. No one, not even a black cat, comes between a Filipino and their adobo. Now let's delve into this captivating cultural treasure chest, an integral part of the Filipino society, shall we? Now, it's no secret that the Filipino community is widely recognized for their profound belief system, characterized by a myriad of superstitions and cultural norms that have been passed down through the generations. These beliefs form a fascinating aspect of their identity and have remained undeterred, irrespective of geographical boundaries. The truly intriguing part is, even when they are oceans away from their homeland, nestled in the maple syrup heartland of Canada, these traditions continue to thrive and flourish. These superstitions transcend borders, uniting Filipinos across the globe as reflection of their vibrant shared heritage. Take, for instance, the belief in the balete tree. This tree, back in the rural landscapes of the Philippines, is considered a dwelling place for spirits and supernatural beings. It holds a symbolic significance in their folklore and is often shrouded in a sense of mystique. Now, of course, there are no ballet trees in the frosty corners of Canada, but does that stop the belief? Not one bit. In an endearing display of adapting their beliefs, the maple tree in Canada has taken the honorary title, becoming the new spiritual residence of the otherworldly beings. This is a fantastic example of how the Filipino community has seamlessly interwoven their traditional beliefs with their new environment. It's not uncommon for Filipinos to hesitate before venturing near a maple tree at night, a testament to the enduring power of their beliefs. Then there's the superstition about refraining from taking a bath or sweeping the floor after the sun sets. It's believed that these actions can bring about bad luck. Now visualize the scenario where you are trying to explain this to your friendly Canadian neighbor when they spot dust bunnies hopping around your living room post-sundown. It would make for a fascinating cross-cultural exchange, wouldn't it? Another captivating belief is the practice of pagpag. It stipulates that after attending a wake or a funeral, one should not head straight home. The superstition states that doing so could potentially bring home bad spirits. So, you'll find Filipinos making a pit stop at the nearest Tim Hortons before heading home. A superstition that conveniently culminates with a delightful maple-glazed donut. It's a charming mix of tradition, respect, and a little bit of indulgence. But the most important thing to remember is not to let these peculiarities misguide you. These beliefs are more than just a means of warding off misfortune or pacifying spirits. They are a testament to the deep-seated Filipino values of respect for the unknown, a strong sense of community, and a means to stay tethered to their roots even when they're in a foreign land. These practices offer a unique window into the hearts and minds of the Filipino community, providing a glimpse of their rich cultural tapestry woven with threads of tradition, respect, and unity. Their beliefs, though might seem unusual to the unversed, hold a deep societal significance that binds the community together, fostering a sense of camaraderie and shared heritage. So the next time you see a Filipino avoiding black cats or refusing to sweep at night, you'll understand why. It's not just about superstition, it's about safeguarding their adobo and preserving a culturally enriched legacy. Filipinos might be known for their hard work, but their dedication to family is on another level. This isn't your average work ethic we're discussing. This is a philosophy of labor and love that goes beyond any conventional understanding. Filipinos as a community carry a genetic code of grit, determination, and ceaseless energy that stands as an inspiration to the world. Now let's talk about their work ethic. The Filipino community is often likened to the Energizer Bunny, the perfect for their unstoppable energy, their relentless pursuit of goals, their indomitable spirit. They possess a unique ability to keep going, to keep striving, regardless of the obstacles in their path, regardless of the time, regardless of the situation. Whether it's a regular 9-to-5 job, a midnight shift, an after-hours project, or a weekend hustle, they're always on the move, always pushing forward, always progressing. It's as if they've decoded the secret to perpetual motion, to eternal energy. In fact, they're so dedicated to their work that it wouldn't be a surprise if they're even hustling in their dreams. But it's not just about physical energy, it's about mental agility too. They've turned hard work into a form of art, a craft that's skill, dedication, patience, and perseverance. It's a craft they've honed to perfection, a craft they practice with unswerving dedication. And the most enchanting aspect of this craft, it's their ability to multitask. While they're churning out hours of hard work, they're simultaneously planning dinner, scheduling school pickups, or organizing household chores. It's like they have a built-in multitasking software that enables them to juggle multiple tasks with ease and efficiency. That's not all. At the heart of their bustling activities, there's a strong emphasis on family and togetherness. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, goes the saying. But for Filipinos, it's all work and no family makes Juan a sad boy. It's not just a saying, it's a principle they live by. Family isn't just an integral part of their life, it's the center of their universe. Now let's delve deeper into their family values. Family first isn't merely a motto or a catchphrase, it's an ethos, a way of life, a guiding principle. Every occasion, big or small, is a call for a family gathering. Be it birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, or even ordinary Tuesdays, every day is a celebration of togetherness, a celebration of love, a celebration of family. And when we talk about family, we're not just referring to the immediate family. In the Filipino culture, the definition of family extends to include aunties, uncles, cousins twice removed, and even family friends. They're all part of the clan, all part of the giant sequoia tree that is the Filipino family. This tree, with its deep roots and wide branches, symbolizes the bonds of love and unity that hold the family together. But it's not just about being related by blood, it's about unity, about caring, about supporting and looking out for each other. It's about creating a home that's always filled with laughter, love, and of course, an abundance of food. A home that radiates warmth, a home that welcomes everyone with open arms, a home that is the embodiment of Filipino hospitality. So next time you can't get a hold of your Filipino friend, know that they're either balancing work, spending time with family, or most likely doing both. The Filipino community may be known for their hard work, but it is their love for family that truly defines them. They might be hustling hard, but they're loving harder. They might be working tirelessly, but they're caring ceaselessly, and this harmonious blend of hard work and familial love is the secret ingredient to their resilient spirit. Remember, don't be Filipino, be FilipiYes. All right, let's hit the rewind button and see what we've learned about our Filipino friends in Canada. So, what have we learned during our journey through the dynamic, vibrant world of Filipino Canadians? Pull up a chair and a selfie stick and let's go through it all. We'll start at the beginning with the remarkable phenomenon we've called the Great Filipino Migration. It's a fascinating tale of cultural tenacity and resilience. Imagine you're late to a party and you decide to make a grand entrance. The Filipino community didn't just casually stroll into Canada, they boldly marked their arrival. They made a metaphorical splash that was so grand, vibrant, and unforgettable it was almost literal. And they accomplished this despite their collective playful fear of swimming. It's as if the common phrase sink or swim was taken quite literally. Not just a splash, but a wave of Filipino culture over Canada, leaving a distinct imprint. Next on our journey is the ubiquitous staple of Filipino cuisine, rice. It's not just a side dish or a mere accompaniment. Rice is a central part of Filipino life. A symbol of sustenance and prosperity, rice is practically worshipped in the Filipino community. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that rice is life could be their unofficial mantra. It's a fitting joke that if a Filipino was stuck on a deserted island, they'd be fine as long as there was rice. And if you ever find yourself running out of rice at home, don't worry. Just head over to the nearest Filipino household. they're likely to have enough rice to feed not just a small battalion but an entire army, or, more fittingly, a large and lively Filipino family. After rice, we move on to the extravagant and exuberant Filipino fiestas. If there's one thing that Filipinos know and excel at, it's throwing a party. They have a knack for transforming regular parties into epic celebrations, where the energy, joy, and warmth are palpable. When you're invited to a Filipino fiesta, strap in for an experience you won't forget. It's akin to Mardi Gras teaming up with New Year's Eve, throwing in a touch of the Rio Carnival, and then serving it all with portions of delicious lechon. It's a sensory delight of life and a testament to the Filipino spirit. But remember, a Filipino party doesn't start until someone brings the rice and doesn't end until everyone has to go to work. Yet, Filipino culture isn't just about joyful celebrations. It's also about firm beliefs, strong convictions, and deep-rooted values. They've managed to bring their unique beliefs with them to Canada and have kept them alive in the midst of the Great White North. It's as if they've packed their cultural identity along with their delicious balut into their luggage and safeguarded it throughout their final and perhaps the most noteworthy aspect of Filipino culture is their work ethic and their family values. Filipino people are exceptionally hardworking. If there was a world championship for hard work, Filipinos would likely sweep the podium. They work diligently and tirelessly, but the love they harbor for their families is even stronger. It's almost as if they took the phrase family over everything and cranked it up a notch or two or even three. So there we have it. A comprehensive, in-depth look at the resilient, vibrant, and ever-inspiring Filipino-Canadian community. A journey through their tales of migration, their love for rice, their unforgettable fiestas, their firm beliefs, and their admirable work ethic and family values. And remember, don't be Filipino, be Filipi. Yes, because for Filipinos, the ultimate life of the party is on as long as there's rice.